Hye-in is enjoying her newfound popularity as a rich girl, but have her lies finally gone too far? Let's find out in Season 1, Episode 2 of Witch and Rich. How's it? I'm Evie, and welcome to After the Episode. On this channel, you'll explore unforgettable Korean dramas and anime. The epic action, wild twists, and moving moments. Let's tuck in. A group of terrified scholarship students have been summoned by Jenna and her cronies to confess their crime of reporting them for bullying. Most members of the Diamond Club watch with amusement as their henchmen try to uncover the informant, all except Do-eun. That's because one of the accused is his girlfriend, but instead of speaking up, he walks away in silence, acknowledging no one. So he can give her expensive gifts in private, but won't defend her in public?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Way to take a stand, Do-eun. One brave boy, Min-soo, does stand up for himself and the other scholarship kids and demands to know what they did to deserve this bullying behavior. Jenna coolly replies that being poor makes them deserve it, and then orders the three henchmen to jump into the pool for failing to find the informant. They do as they are told because nobody crosses the queen. Elsewhere, at Sunwoo High School, Hye-in has become an overnight sensation with her Instagram. Her classmates fawn over her pictures and want to know all about her rich girl lifestyle. Hye-in is more than happy to describe how her glittering kitchen provides the best lighting for all her selfies, but when they ask for specifics, like the price of the shoes, or for her to wear the shoes to school so that they can see them in person, she falters. Her wild guess about the price of the shoes was wrong, so she needs to consider her next words carefully so as not to raise suspicion. This reminds Hye-in of what her friend Sanju told her about a wealthy student in her class whose parents only give her the bare necessities of designer clothes and expensive cars, as would any decent parent, but they won't just hand her an allowance. That she proudly earns on her own. Adapting this story, Hye-in reveals to her classmate that she doesn't get an allowance from her wealthy parents who only cover her basic needs but instead works part-time jobs as a tutor and convenience store clerk to earn pocket money. She adds that bringing her luxury possessions to school would be too ostentatious and risky, and her classmates marvel at her humility. She's a true golden child with good grades and awesome style, and they urge her to become a highly paid Instagram influencer. That way, she won't need to work at her other part-time jobs. Back at Cheongdam School, Jenna is fast asleep at her desk. It's hard work ruling a kingdom. The English teacher asks a neighboring student to wake her, but she refuses to be the one to anger the golden child of the country's most venerated companies. The teacher wakes Jenna herself, scolding her for her bad manners. In turn, Jenna scolds her for her bad pronunciation and lack of knowledge of the school's pecking order. Jenna goes back to sleep, leaving the teacher close to tears. Oh, Diva will stomp on your soul and make you question your very existence. I'm not gonna lie, Jenna has me quaking in my boots. After school, Hye-in arrives at the mansion early again, and Nayeon's mother is deeply impressed by Hye-in's dedication and tireless efforts to help her challenging daughter. Hye-in has been working tirelessly, all right, not in preparing lessons, but on posting pictures. Growing bolder, she poses with a variety of Nayeon's jackets and bags in different parts of Nayeon's room. However, it dawns on her that this content will get stale quickly. Something more dramatic is necessary to gain the kind of following that'll earn her money, so she decides to explore Nayeon's mother's closet. There, she hits the jackpot, the Cheongdam International School uniform. Mind you, Nayeon hasn't even taken the entrance test yet, but the uniform has already been delivered by limo to her home for tailoring. That's optimistic. Hye-in sneaks the uniform to Nayeon's room and tries it on in delight. Not skipping a beat, she posts the photo on Instagram with a caption implying that she's contemplating a change in school. Hye-in stresses me out and has me yelling at my screen, "No, don't go in there! No, don't touch that! For goodness sake, don't post that!" Hye-in is far too impatient and impulsive to consider the consequences of her actions, which will only hasten her own downfall. Speaking of which, Nayeon has just returned home, excited to try on her Cheongdam school uniform that Hye-in is now scrambling to get out of. She hides under Nayeon's bed, but her phone, which is blowing up from her recent Instagram post, gives her away. Nayeon scrolls through Hye-in's Instagram and sees post after post of her insane tutor wearing her clothes and pretending to be wealthy. Knowing that the game is over, Hye-in comes out of her hiding place, ashamed. She apologizes for her actions, which were done without malicious intentions, and Nayeon tells her to explain those intentions in court when she's sued for fraud. Panicking, Hye-in begs Nayeon not to expose her. She agrees, for a price. Thus far, the price entails doing Nayeon's homework, so at the convenience store, Hye-in works on English while Sunju works on math. Sunju still can't fathom Hye-in's ludicrous rich girl ploy, since the extent of her ambition is to be an office worker or a civil servant. At first, Hye-in feigned wealth to avoid the humiliation of being seen as poor, but eventually she began to enjoy the admiration of being seen as rich. Calling her out for dodging responsibility, Sunju tells her that she's lucky to have got off so easily. Sometime later, to Hye-in's outrage, Nayeon expects her to do her friend's homework as well. Not to worry though, she won't have to be her personal lucky once she's done with the entrance exam. Unfortunately for Hye-in, her own exams are in the same week as the entrance exam, leaving her with limited study time given the extra workload. When the day of the entrance exam finally arrives, she receives an unexpected call. Nayeon is in hysterics over her interview script, which she forgot at home, and urgently needs Hye-in to get it for her, or else she'll expose Hye-in's lies. With no other choice, Hye-in fetches the script, but once at Cheongdam, Nayeon and her friends mock her for falling for the prank. Before heading off to her important interview, Nayeon quips that she's had fun and will make sure that Hye-in gets a big bonus from her mother. She couldn't care less that she's jeopardizing Hye-in's grades and impacting her future. After all, it's her fault for being born into a poor family. Hye-in breaks down in tears in the bathroom, and a girl offers a scrunchie to tie her hair so that she can wash her face. This is the same girl who was among the group of scholarship students accused of being an informant and who's in a relationship with Do-eun. The girl's name is also Hye-in. Our Hye-in helps the girl too by removing a post-it note stuck onto her jacket written, "I'm sorry for being from a low-income family." Where I'm from, there's a proverb that says, "Poverty is like glue, it sticks." And the kids at this school took that saying quite literally. Anyway, Hye-in storms out of the bathroom in disgust. When we next see Hye-in, she's barging into Nayeon's dream interview, bucket in hand. With all eyes on her, she proceeds to upend the bucket of water over Nayeon's head, completely drenching her. "Screw your dreams," she tells Nayeon. "You should work on your character." While satisfying in the moment, what damning consequences has she just brought down upon herself? We'll see in my next recap video on episode 3, so check it out. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.